Hello boys and girls, welcome back to a new episode of Football Unplanned and of course another episode on FIFA Club World Cup. But before we get into it, a word from our sponsor.
Subscribe! The beginning is over.
Yeah, and actually, well, as we are speaking, this first match of this group is underway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like 9 to 5 life. And we are sorry for being a bit late, but I mean, the game is not very exciting from what we see so far. And
yeah, from fourth minute, there's
yeah,
like
City
1-0.
is already leading, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So, like we said, let's start analyzing the group G, which has Manchester City, Al Ain, Juventus, and WAC Casablanca.
So, as usual, let us start from the strongest team in the group, and arguably, even though they had a subpar season by their standards, it's Manchester City.
It's still one of the main competitors for the gold medal there.
Yeah, exactly. And even though they have these like 115, 16, God knows how many charges, they're still going strong in the transfer market. So for this Club World Cup, they already signed 4 players and spent almost 120 million pounds on them. They brought in Ryan Cherki from Lyon. They brought Ait Nouri from Wolverhampton, and they brought Tiani Reindeers from Milan.
Exactly, that sounds like not the very best, but like very good subs for the players that have moved, like Kevin De Bruyne, for example.
Yeah, exactly. And like, let's say that Reindeers has some similarities with him in his style of play. And what is most important, similar as their winter shopping, all of these players are young. Even though like you would think that Cherki is like there for ages, but the guy hasn't even turned 22.
Still, yeah.
And he's been around like for Lyon's first team in ages, and he's been always moved to different clubs for like 3 years in a row, and finally, okay, he made a switch to Premier League and went for move to City.
Yeah.
Ait Nouri proved himself in Wolverhampton last season, and yeah, Reindeers was probably the best player in a horrific season for AC Milan. So yeah, I would say that they gave some good refreshments to the team.
And that's what they really needed, actually.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I guess you could see that the squad was kind of getting tired.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, especially in the last season when they were actually doing nice just in the very beginning of the season, and later it just like fell apart, and it was just
yeah.
seeing that was hard.
Yeah, and then after this like winter shopping, they again started playing a bit better because yeah, they brought in some fresh blood.
Exactly,
I guess,
it's some fresh air.
Yeah, but yeah, they're gonna miss Kevin De Bruyne, that's for sure. He moved to Napoli.
Yeah.
I guess I expected him to go to MLS, but I mean, he still decided he wants to play like top tier football.
I mean, right now before MLS there is Serie A for the old players.
If Lukaku can score 20,
that's the place for them actually, not the MLS how it was 10 years ago maybe.
I guess, but yeah. But they're gonna miss another player, and that's Jack Grealish, who is not even in the squad. Are you surprised by that, or you were kinda expecting it?
Kinda surprised, but I'm not that much into the news of Manchester City, like what's been happening inside, that all of the like rumors, because like all of the meat actually stays inside always and should. But seeing how important he was when Manchester City had his good seasons, like all of the midfield, and especially the Champions League final that they've won with Inter, Grealish was working like a horse out there. But it was years ago, and in football 1 year is sometimes like an age.
Yeah, it's like a freaking eternity somehow, and I guess he completely fell out of favor with Pep, and
I guess, yeah.
I mean, with in this situation, and he being left out of the squad for this, I assume that he's gonna be sold like once the transfer window resumes, like in 15 days. And yeah, we covered Manchester City, and now let's move on to second European team in this group, and that is Juventus from Turin.
Exactly, Serie A, very famous club, of course, but I see pretty much similarities to Manchester City, because Juventus also had not so good last season. They have ended up in the 4th place, the last one that guarantees you Champions League. Just 1 point.
Yeah,
ahead
won
of
it
AS
on
Roma.
on the last match, literally.
In last fixture, exactly. Just like everything was going on until the very last whistle of the referee. Even though you have Vlahovic, you have Kolomuani, not much is happening. Like lots of matches, they've been drawing in the last season somehow. The defense is okay, still, just like it always has been. But one of the good things is that their squad isn't that old, like we might see like in Inter or in Napoli even.
Yeah, they have a lot of like young players, but maybe now with Tudor as their coach, they're gonna settle down a bit more, because Vlahovic had a really bad season, even though he was their pretty much best player, but he just wasn't there for him like last season. Kolomuani started really well, then he also like his form kind of dipped, and yeah, I mean,
And always injured Milik.
of course,
He's still injured, and I don't know what kind of sorcery his agent is doing, but he got a new contract somehow.
yeah. And he keeps getting contracts in really good clubs actually, and he hasn't been good in like 7 years.
Exactly, like 2 goals per season sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, Juventus also didn't do much in the transfer market. They just literally paid for players who were already there on loans, and I think they're maybe waiting for the second like part of this like summer transfer window to actually do some more business, and maybe that's even smart, because now like Tudor will have this tournament to actually assess the squad and then pinpoint what exactly he needs, and then what type of players does he actually want for the future.
Exactly, like this group is perfect for scoring training, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like you have one really tough opposition in City, and then you have clubs that are probably like way beyond the like level of Juventus.
And another thing, their match against Manchester City is the 3rd match, so probably both of them will have 6 points, and
just have like a pretty relaxed match, like a
with
true preseason friendly.
2nd or like 3rd squad. And now the time has come for the underdogs of this group, and let's start with the United Arab Emirates club Al Ain.
Yeah, they managed to secure their place in this competition by winning the Asian Champions League last season. So in the final they won against Yokohama, even though they lost the first match 2-1. Yeah, they had like a 5-1 win at their own like stadium, so it was like a very, very good win for them. And most notably, they were in the press for the quarterfinals, where they knocked out Ronaldo and Al Nassr in one of the worst penalty series I have ever saw. Because like out of 4 players, only Ronaldo actually scored his penalty, and then Brozovic missed, Telles missed, and I think Otavio. I'm not sure, it was like a year and a half ago.
Bad day.
But yeah, in general, well, a line can stand in the line for like being a team with a bad season. They finished their national championship in 5th place, and they were almost 20 points behind the champions. So yeah, it's not looking good, but they didn't lose anyone in this summer. They brought in few players. They brought like Moroccan Chadli, they brought Ratnik from Slovenia, and they brought in Jasic, who's like Bosnian Austrian. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, what they will bring. Oh yeah, almost forgot like Rui Patricio.
Rui Patricio, yeah.
Yeah, so like a very experienced goalkeeper with lots of experience in Serie A and also in Premier League. He might be like very good for them.
And he knows how to save pens.
Yeah, he proved that.
Yeah, not once only.
Yeah. So we will see. I mean, their main guy definitely is gonna be like the Togo attacker from Togo, Lalaba. He's been there for I think like 4 or 5 years, and he scores almost a goal every match in the league. So
Right now he had 20 goals before the Club World Cup.
yeah, and consider that it's like a bad season for Alain. They also have like Kaku, who has some like decent experience also, and he plays for like Paraguay national team, so he's pretty decent. And also Rahmani, like Moroccan winger. In general, yeah, that's some FIFA knowledge and some hate watching Al Nassr knowledge.
Exactly, but sometimes that's all you need.
And to conclude the group, now we have Wydad from Casablanca.
Yeah, Moroccan club, very old one, founded in 1937, so ages ago, and their first title was won in 47, so like 10 years, but they have been champions of Morocco over 20 times.
Yeah, I think like 22 times or something.
22, I think.
Yeah, and
they found their place in the World Cup because they won a Champions League.
yeah, like all of the teams in Africa, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about them, to be honest, because let's not pretend like we watched like, religiously their every match. But they can stand in the line as another team in this group who didn't win the title.
Yeah, this whole group is like a second chance for all 4 of them, but let's be honest, for 2 of them mostly.
Yeah, and for 2 of the other clubs just not to disappoint, I guess, and to do their best.
Yeah, Wydad Casablanca in ending season of the Moroccan top league ended on 3rd place, just 16 points behind the new champion. And yeah, like
that's like 3.6, not great, not terrible. And you can see that they were struggling because they only had one guy who scored more than 10 goals.
Mohamed Rai.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Like, they managed to strengthen the squad a bit, but I'll be honest, I don't think that's gonna be enough. Like, when your main guy is like a Dutch defender who came from Bosnia, like in like Mayers. Him I did actually watch like last season pretty often because like they had also a good run in the Conference League, their club.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, like at this moment he's now going against Haaland and Marmoush. That's way above his league, definitely, and way over their heads. They're probably gonna be like as in general.
And just like always, thank you for listening, thank you for watching and staying with us. We are still on our way to 100 subscribers, just 5 more, and yeah, it's still free, just like letting you know about that. And yeah, so we have only one group left, group H, stay tuned for that, and yeah, for now,
see you
next
later.
time.